Go, go, go. I'm still waiting for you to create our opening rap song.
I don't know, man. My rapping days are far behind me now.
Lying.
Only Nas can rap at 50 years old. I think I'm gonna have to hang up the mic pretty soon.
Oh, what's going on, you guys? It is Fresca and Rudy. Welcome to Hitlist Live right here on YouTube.
My favorite day of the week.
Yeah.
It's literally my favorite thing to do all week long.
I know, me
Is to
too.
go live and just be all up in your face.
We really look forward to this every week, and you can always catch us Monday through Friday on 102.9 The Best Throwbacks and R&B from 6 to 10.
I noticed something real quick since we're live and you can't squirm your way out of this one.
Okay, what?
Are you not drinking coffee anymore? Am I the only coffee drinker in this room now?
This guy, look.
Okay, you are drinking. All right, cool.
You didn't see this.
I didn't see that.
Corner.
I didn't see that. Yeah, because you're tucking it away. I'm still actively out here in these coffee
Look
streets.
how cute.
That is adorable.
Cute. Yeah, because Christmas is coming.
I know we were definitely in the holiday season when the cups and the decor start changing around the office building. So much tinsel.
We love the holidays. All right. Well, okay, it is Hitlist Live, and we can't wait to talk to you guys about so many things. And speaking of the holidays, I mean, have you ever heard of secret shoppers?
I have. It's like when your boss comes in or somebody comes in to see how you're handling business.
Yeah, they're like secretly kind of shopping, but
Can
they're
you tell me
really
where the bathroom is, please?
Yeah, but they're really checking out what the employees are doing and how the store is doing, right?
Of course.
So this chill secret shopper is what every store wishes that they had. So it's a company called Meadow AI.
Right.
All right. And what they do is they provide a service where they watch. It is, I guess, tech, right? It watches the crowd. It also keeps an eye on those growing lines. It notices when shelves are low on stock.
Oh, wow.
And then they actually communicate that through, I don't know, could be maybe reports or whatever. But basically, they give feedback to the staff so that shoppers can get better service from them.
Man, shout out to all my retail workers. It's already bad enough that you have to deal with like the holiday crowd and your boss who's like all up in your mix. Now you got to deal with an app
I know.
that's checking up on you to make sure that you're doing everything the right way. That's wild.
Yeah, but sometimes you'll go to these stores and I'm like, wow, it's crazy dirty. There are things all over the floor. Clothing is not folded. I used to do retail too.
So you should have some empathy. You know what I mean? Like it's tough out there in the retail streets because people that go to the stores, they make it tough.
No, I get it. But at the same time, if you are a business owner and your employees aren't doing what they're supposed to do, that was the whole thing about secret shoppers, right? That's why they go in there like to check out, hey, are your employees actually doing their job? And I guess paying those people are too expensive.
Well, and that's the problem right there. And that's really the crux of the problems for all of the future times is that you're replacing people with apps and with technology to do the job that people should do. Like a secret shopper comes in, they kind of catch you doing something that you're not supposed to be doing, or maybe you're not fulfilling your job the way you're supposed to, and then they have the human touch.
Yeah.
They let you know, like, hey, look, I'm with corporate. I don't want to alarm you or anything.
But you're messing up.
But you're messing up. And you know what? And you know what? That right there, as an employee, I can respect that. I can respond to that. That's a human being being a human being. But an app or
You are messing up. You need to.
all of a sudden there's an email with no humanity telling me like how bad I'm doing. What if it's not even an app? What if it's like a drone that's going around the store?
Well, what if the app is very empathetic in the message?
It can't be. It's impossible. See, because now
I'm
you're
so sorry, but you're messing up right now.
Now you're giving machine. But when people come in, especially during the holidays, and they're in their little frenzy because they got to buy their stuff, retail workers should get like a 100% raise.
Well,
At least for the holidays, because you got to deal with everybody's craziness.
That's true.
And having an app kind of like watch over you like Big Brother. I just don't know if I doubt that's going to make the experience any better.
Well, what if the app exposes the store doesn't have enough people? Right, like it can also go on that other end, like, hey, your logistics as operating your business is bad.
Right.
And there's no way you can be able to do this without the proper staffing, the proper training. because it might also be working on the advantage point of the employee.
Yeah, that's one way to address the situation. And even though I'm not a fan of technology, and I think it'll be like, it'll be bad for us in the long run, I say let's use technology to really solve the problem, and let's get an app that doesn't just watch the employees, but it watches the people that go to the stores so they can act right.
I like that.
So how about you put that blender back where you picked it, where you got it from Betty?
I like that.
Why don't you put that power drill where you got it from Ron?
I like that.
You know what I mean? Instead of just leaving it just stranded in the middle of Home Depot.
Okay, so I guess that's what we're making after we get off this.
I guess so. Yeah. If there's anybody in San Jose that wants to make $1 million, how about a check yourself app for holiday shoppers?
Fresca and Rudy's Check Yourself app.
All right, now you are watching. You don't need an app to watch this. Okay, you're watching the Hitlist Live right here with Fresca and Rudy. Make sure to follow us on another app called Instagram @Fresca and Rudy. Let's run up those numbers. By the way, it's the exclusive home of Off the Hook, so make sure that you're there. And I want you guys to think about this. Relationships change over time.
Yes.
I think we all know this, right? They get different phases. And sometimes one of those phases means that one person is going to decide that they need a reset in their life, right?
Yeah.
And the other person is supposed to be there to support them fully.
Sure.
But what happens if one of those resets, what happens if their new habit and their new goal is to become like this huge gym rat? And all of a sudden you see your partner who you've been vegging out with on the couch for the last 2 years, just like wearing out those sweatpants with each other.
Right.
Eating all these,
The dip in the couch.
there's dip on the chip and there's dip on the couch. You know what I'm saying? But what happens when your partner decides that they want to be this gym rat and they want to completely change their life and be in the gym 24/7, and they kind of start leaving you behind? Okay, do you kind of feel like that's a little bit of a red flag? Are you a little worried there, or are you motivated to get?
You gotta step up your game. You gotta step up your game. Let's do that. Step up your game. I cannot be having, my boyfriend looking hot and then I'm not.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to, and you should always continue to improve yourself. So, and also not be left behind with the improvement. Because that person feel like they're growing.
Right.
You got to grow with them, or you start to kind of grow this way.
Right. So do you want your partner to kind of motivate you, or if you see them just doing it?
Be self-motivated.
Right. Be self-motivated.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm not very good at self-motivating. If I see my girl starting to get super duper fit, in my mind, she's already breaking up with me. Right? In my mind, she just, with every rep that she does, with every new app that starts popping out, she's leaving me behind. Because I thought that we were just gonna live this life together. You know what I'm saying? I thought that
comfortability.
Yeah. And don't get it wrong. Like, I believe that comfort is a trap. Once you start getting comfortable, things start going haywire.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't want for both of us to become, like those couch potatoes. But if she starts doing it and I don't, that's going to be the end of our relationship.
Right, because that's the new standard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like you're saying, don't ever get that comfortable because, shouldn't you always want to look nice for yourself and your partner? And if your partner's setting that new standard, then that's no longer what is cute.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
And eyes wander. And I'm sorry, that's for guys and girls.
Yeah.
Eyes are going to wander.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing right now, though. Women do have this advantage in this situation. You guys have the advantage because a lot of times you guys make us fat. Yeah, and that's just a fact. You guys are the ones that are like feeding us, and then on top of that, you're making us all comfortable. Sometimes girls don't even want to go out. You don't want to do no activities. You want to stay at the house, get underneath the blanket, just eat some pizza rolls and watch a movie.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that, but it kind of leads to guys starting to grow muffin tops.
Okay, all right.
And now all of a sudden, and then on top of that, you guys don't want us to dress cute either because you don't want some other girl looking at us when we're out there in the streets. So you're kind of
I don't know what women you be dating, but that's not the truth.
This is just personal observation
of your own life.
I study women for a living. I study you guys. I see how you guys kind of chop us down.
Stop it.
You kind of keep the cute, handsome, attractive man kind of locked away, and just let this grubby dude out into the real world.
Well, this just step up the game.
Step up your game, and watch your lady because she's gonna try to make you chunky, fellas. I know.
It is Fresca and Rudy, and you're watching Hitlist Live right here on YouTube. You can catch us also live Monday through Friday on 102.9 The Best Throwbacks and R&B, and that's weekday mornings from 6 to 10. All right, now speaking of like getting, I don't know, maybe getting a little too comfortable, you got the snacks and all that other stuff. if you have snacks, then you can also be the cool aunt or the cool uncle when you go to these like parties. And
All it takes is snacks, baby.
Yeah, because kids, they always know which aunt and uncle have the snacks and the fun stories and the, don't tell your parents kind of energy.
Yeah.
Kind of,
Don't be a snitch, Uncle Rudy.
And so there's a certain vibe that some people give off.
Yeah.
Without even trying it. Every family has that cool uncle or cool aunt.
It's
a privilege to be.
It's
that.
a huge privilege, and it makes you feel like it makes you feel like you're wanted. It makes you feel like your love is being reciprocated amongst your family members. For me, as somebody who doesn't have kids, though, I do think I kind of have like the inside track on this cool uncle thing, because the kids could sense, oh, Uncle Rudy ain't got nothing going on. You know what I'm saying? Like he ain't got to be nowhere.
What?
He don't have no responsibilities. He's definitely not going to tell my parents because he's doing all the dirt with us. You know what I mean? Like I'm out there.
So that makes you cool when you're not doing anything?
Because I think the key factor to being the cool uncle or the cool auntie is that they can share their secrets with you.
Yeah.
Even if the secrets are things that their parents are supposed to know. But in their mind, they think that you're going to keep it a secret because you're not their parents. You're not anybody's parent. You know what I mean? So they kind of feel like, oh, he's still one of us. That's the way my nieces and nephews look at me, like, oh, he's still one of us.
But then you are in some ways still one of them, though. You know what I'm
for
saying?
sure.
And that's why they can relate to you. Because I think a part of what's a cool aunt and cool uncle is that you're, younger at heart. But then also, I would say that I'm one of those cool aunts.
Yeah.
But also I think because I've been through a lot.
Right.
Not to say that their parents haven't been through a lot, but because they're the parents, they're already automatically on some other tier. You know what I'm saying? And so if you're the cool aunt because they know that you've gone through some things and you can still kind of relate to them on their music, what they're doing, that's a good thing.
I think that if you're a parent, now I talked about, myself as a non-parent, I can be a cool uncle forever just off the strength of that. But like in your situation, you have kids, right? But see, you can be a cool auntie now for sure because your kids are grown. So it's like your nieces and nephews that are younger, they don't see you disciplining children anymore. Like you did that years ago. You already did that. You've already been down that road. You don't have to do that anymore.
That's
so
true.
now they just see you interacting with cool grown-up kids that they probably look up to.
Yeah.
And they say, oh man, Auntie Fresca's so cool.
Yeah.
Because she hangs out with these kids that I admire, and they're your kids, right? But they're into the same music and stuff like that. So you've already gone through the disciplinary phase. So they see you as like, oh cool, this is like that security guard that's going to let us into the club.
Yeah,
but
sometimes their parents are doing something crazy, and I could be like, hey, I know your parents are doing something nuts.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But here's how you can kind of slide through that.
Yeah.
So that
show me the loopholes.
Yeah.
Show me the loopholes.
Yes.
So
Yes.
by the way, just word to the wise, if you really want to gain points with these kids, if you want to be the cool uncle and the cool auntie, all you got to do is roast their parents. That's what I do. Anytime I get a chance to roast my nieces and nephews' parents, I'm like, I'm winning right there, baby.
Yeah, that is true.
I just say something crazy like, oh, yeah, man, oh, your dad didn't have no girls growing up, and then I just walk out the room.
He had no play.
He didn't have no game back in the day, man. He got no girls, man, until he met your mom, and then I just walk out the room. That's a mic drop moment, and boom, I win right then and there.
Love it. Yep.
All right, you are watching Hitlist Live right here with Fresca and Rudy. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at Fresca and Rudy. Hit that big, beautiful follow button today, and check out the exclusive home of Off the Hook. Now, speaking of things being exclusive, TV shows and movies are no longer that, unfortunately. I think we've all seen this before. We're not new to this, but it just kind of feels like every single month or every single week there's a brand new reboot for a movie or a TV show, something that we really loved back in the day. And now all of a sudden, some new production company has decided to make a new version of it.
Yep.
Some of them are terrible.
Yeah.
Some of them are pretty good. But at the end of the day, we just keep coming back to them and paying money, whether we agree with it or not. What is going on with all these reboots? Why are we obsessed with them?
Well, I would say it's partially because of the nostalgia.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you want to be taken back to that time when you were younger, right? If it's a reboot, it happened before, and if you were living when it was before, then it's like, wow, that's cool. And I remember when they came out with Fuller House, I was like, I like this. I want to see what's happening with DJ and what was the friend's name?
Gibbler.
What happened to Gibbler and the crew?
So bad, so bad. Fuller House.
Some of it was like, yeah, okay, meh, but I loved seeing the house. You
Yeah.
know, I loved it, and they were familiar to me. The characters were familiar to me, and now they're older, just like me.
I even like
So-
just seeing the font in which they write the title
Yeah.
of the show. Like if just that font alone is very nostalgic. So there's definitely some the nostalgia element that pulls people in. I like to think about these different reboots as cover songs. You know, if you ever jump on. Yeah, if you ever jump on YouTube and you're like, oh, I want to find a really this song that I really like, you know, and then you go to YouTube and you go down the rabbit hole and it's like 100,000 different versions of it. Some of them are great, some of them are not so great, but it's cool to see the way that people interpret the new rendition of some song that you really love, you know, and that's what I think some of these movies and these TV shows are. It's a brand new rendition, a cover song, so to speak, of your favorite stuff.
See, I like that. I've never heard of it in that way.
It's a cover song.
So that's
It's a cover
actually
show.
pretty cool.
It's a cover movie.
It's a cover movie.
But they're missing the mark on some of these. I need an Alf remake, like ASAP. Where's Alf at?
But I was gonna say, if they said, "Oh, you know what? Somebody remade this one song or remade this one movie," right? It's like, "Oh, I want to see that. I want to hear about." But when they cast Will Smith as Genie in the live action film of
my
Aladdin,
goodness.
I'm sorry, but that sucked.
real.
Like, I don't know. I just couldn't get with it. I'm sure there's some people that liked it.
It was no good.
For me, Aladdin is one of my favorite animated movies of all time. And when they live actioned it and I saw him as Genie, I mean, it's also very hard to follow, you know, Robin Williams, right? in that role,
Right.
But,
And this is before he slapped Chris Rock at the Oscars. so we're not just speaking, I mean, we're not just being biased about
That
this.
is
It
true,
was
yeah.
it was really bad
It
even
sucked.
even before then. He just didn't have the right energy. But in his defense though, I mean, it might like you just said right now, he's trying to fill in Robin Williams, you know, footsteps.
Yeah.
That's a
Impossible.
tall order to ask for. Although some people do knock it out of the ballpark. Another person that I saw do a character in a cover, a reboot.
Okay, yeah.
I know now I'm calling them cover movies. Was when Jim Carrey did The Grinch. I said to myself, I don't think there's anybody else on the planet that could have played the Grinch the way that Jim Carrey. It's like he was born to play that role.
Right,
I
agree.
And unfortunately, that doesn't always happen because we all know that George Clooney was Batman, and that was a wreck.
That was bad.
That was a wreck.
That was a wreck.
Everybody in the movie theater was just rolling their eyes like, really? George Clooney, ER?
Yeah.
ER is Batman? No, no thank you.
I know. You're watching Hitlist Live. It is Fresca and Rudy, and you can follow us on Instagram, and you can find us at Fresca and Rudy. All right, so, okay, the holidays are here, right? The holidays are here, and there's going to be a bunch of parties. A lot of them are going to have a lot of food that we can enjoy, and some of the funnest ones are the potlucks. Right? And that's where you have to, if you're going, you got to bring food to share with everybody.
You do?
You should. That's what a potluck
snap.
is.
I'll be right back. Hold on. I left some in the car.
So what is the proper etiquette if you don't bring something? Like, should you not be able to eat? Like, what is the etiquette?
Well, first of all, don't walk into the break room and be like, sorry, y'all, I didn't bring anything. But go ahead and pass me a plate and a fork, please. I'm going to dig into this. Don't do that. Obviously, I mean, it's not like, I think it kind of depends on how cool you are with everybody at your job. But for the most part, though, I mean, it is a little weird when you start, piling on your plate and you didn't even show up with a bag of chips.
Okay, so if you were the serial, like, not bringing any food person.
Which I am, by the way. I want to admit that right now.
I am too.
Right. I never bring any. We had one a couple of days ago. I was just watching everybody.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what we were thinking, like, man, like, should we eat this food? Yeah. So if you're the person that never brings anything, maybe next time you should think of doing something or maybe just not eat so much.
Right. That's one way to handle it. Or you could it might be a chance to just kind of like show your value at the job place, because this is one theory. Like, I think that the amount of food that you put on your plate, if you didn't bring anything, the amount of food you put on your plate just basically shows like how valuable you are to the company. You know what I mean? Like, everybody has to move out of the way. Here comes the big dog. Like,
that's the etiquette.
If you're the number one salesman, though, and you didn't bring anything to the potluck, there's nothing wrong with you going over there and just packing on that mac and cheese and getting a big old slice of apple pie. Like, you earned it. You're the big dog.
Okay, well, first of all, our market manager didn't do that.
Yeah, because they didn't know the power that they held. They never heard my theory.
All right. Well, say everybody felt like, hey, I can't bring anything tomorrow, or I'm not going to bring anything tomorrow, and I'm just going to eat whoever brings whatever. I'm going to eat that. And everybody thought that. And there's 30 people in the office, and only one person brought like pie. So what are you going to do? Like split up the pie in like 30 different ways?
Fresca, that's what you call a team building exercise. Okay, that's when you find
I can
out.
see that.
That's
Okay,
when you
all right.
find out who
Okay.
is a team player and who isn't, or that's when you find out who the real number one salesman is.
Wow.
And they're gonna end up with the biggest piece of pie. So I'll give you one tip though. If you don't bring anything to the potluck, you got to do this. Okay, if you're gonna get some of the food that you don't deserve, you got to get a little bit of everything. You can't just go to the good stuff. You can't just go to the mac and cheese and the cornbread and the apple pie.
Yeah.
You got to go to that funky egg salad that the lady from accounting who you never talk to, that's always sweaty. You got to take her. You got to take a big old scoop of that funky egg salad and put it on your plate and eat it in front of everybody. Be like,
happily,
delicious. You got to do that.
Hey, you got fed.
You got to spread the love.
You got
basically.
fed. You got fed.
All right, make sure you are watching Hitlist Live right here with Fresca and Rudy. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at Fresca and Rudy. And now for one of our, we have a new installment, you know, but it's also one of our favorite parts of the Hitlist Live. It's the mailbag. This is where you guys get to hit us up in the DMs or on our website. Just make sure to send us a message. Tell us, ask us a question, ask us anything, and it'll show up here in the mailbag, and we'll be able to talk about it live. And this is Alex from Fremont, who actually says, hey, guys, I love the Hitlist Live, and I hope I reach your mailbag. Mission accomplished, Alex. So if I do, I just want to know if you guys think that Thanksgiving food is overrated. I do. Turkey isn't even my favorite bird. That's blasphemy.
Yeah, well.
That's blasphemy, Alex.
You like turkey?
Love turkey, girl. I'll eat turkey every day of my life. I love it. I turn into a turkey.
Well, first of all, I'm Filipino. So at a lot of Filipino parties, I was going to say farties.
Don't do that. That's for after dinner.
If you didn't know, there's
Wow,
the thing
thanks
with P's and F's with Tagalog. Anyways.
In case you were wondering
there's no need to play those sounds.
In case you're wondering if our super producer Jay is like on point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's got the fart sounds ready to rock at all at all times.
All right. As I was saying, I'm Filipino, and at our parties, we don't always have all the the cranberry and all that stuff. We're gonna have like lechon, which is pork. We're gonna have ham again, also pork. Right? We will have different things on our table.
Sure.
So to have a traditional meal, I think like this, we might have turkey on there. We might, but it'll be really small.
So do you think it's overrated?
I think. Well. Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because when do you ever? Well, first of all, turkey's not overrated. Turkey's an incredible bird. Shout out to all the turkeys out there.
Yeah, shout out to the turkeys.
Some of my best friends are turkeys. All right, so turkey is not overrated, but almost everything else that's on that table, the cranberry sauce,
stuffing is on point though.
The golden glazed ham. It looks nice in pictures, but I'm not eating that stuff like on a regular basis. You know what I mean? Like it's not even attractive to me. Honestly, I didn't even know what cranberry sauce was until like 10 years ago. I never even sought it out. I never asked for any. Never.
So what's on your Thanksgiving table like for dinner at your house?
Boom! I'll give you my starting five. Okay, I'm going boom. Turkey, a big beautiful brown butterball.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
And then we got to go mac and cheese. We got to go a baked potato, not mashed potatoes. I want a baked potato.
Okay.
We got to go green bean casserole, baby. Because I don't care what and all my Mexicans out there, you can pull my brown card if you want. I love a green bean casserole. Make it the greener the meaner, as far as I'm concerned.
The greener, the meaner.
And then of course you gotta have your pumpkin pie. I love
you
me some
didn't say
pumpkin
tamales.
pie.
They don't have tamales on Thanksgiving, or no? It's more Christmas.
I mean, I'm gonna eat tamales every day of the year if I can.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But in terms of traditional Thanksgiving food, that's my top five.
Okay.
Those are my top five. Without any one of those, it's not a complete meal.
Okay. Well, we love the honey baked ham over at our house.
The honey baked
baked ham, baby.
All them cloves and too much garlic. I'm good, man.
Not every ham has that.
I'll just get a slice of ham out of the packet in the refrigerator. That's all I need right there.
Oh man, Alex, thank you so much for that. We are definitely looking forward to Thanksgiving.
Stop talking smack about turkeys, big dog. All right. Unless if I ever see you at a deli, we're gonna have some trouble, me and you.
And also listen, if you want to get in on that mailbag too, so we can read your DM out loud, please go ahead and do that and hit us up on our Instagram DM there at Fresca and Rudy.
And for those of you that are watching right now, I just want to give you one final invite because today's the last day to buy tickets to Tommy T's Comedy Club. I'm going to be headlining there along with Pam Rad, Tremaine Webb, Melvin Jr., and more importantly, it's going to be a great night of laughter, but we're also going to be donating a portion of the proceeds to the Alameda County Community Food food bank so that everybody can have something to eat this holiday season, no matter how much you think that turkey is overrated, Alex. All right, we're still going to make sure you got something to eat. So buy your tickets today at TimmyTees.com, y'all.
All right, you guys. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And that's going to do it for Hit List Live.
Yes, sir.
All right, you guys. Later.